Good evening, gentle viewers. Now that autumn is here and the nights are drawing in, we wanted to share with you some spooky tales from our special collections here at the University of Essex Library, and we begin with the Black Dog of Bungay. A strange and terrible wonder. Sunday, being the 4th of this August, in the year of our Lord 1577, to the amazing and singular astonishment of the present beholders and absent hearers, at a certain town called Bungay, not past 10 miles distant from the city of Norwich, there fell from heaven an exceeding great and terrible tempest, sudden and violent, between 9 of the clock in the morning and 10 of the day aforesaid. There were assembled at the same season to hear divine service and common prayer, according to order, in the parish church of the said town of Bungay, the people thereabouts inhabiting, who were witnesses of the strangeness, the rareness and suddenness of the storm, consisting of rain violently falling, fearful flashes of lightning, and terrible cracks of thunder, which came with such unwonted force and power that to the perceiving of the people, at the time and in the place above named, assembled, the church did as it were quake and stagger, which struck into the hearts of those that were present such a sore and sudden fear, that they were in a manner robbed of their right wits. Immediately hereupon there appeared, in a most horrible similitude and likeness to the congregation then and there present, a dog, as they might discern it, of a black colour, at the sight whereof, together with the fearful flashes of fire, which were then seen, moved such admiration in the minds of the assembly, that they thought doomsday was already come. This black dog, or the devil in such a likeness, God, he knoweth all who worketh all, running all along down the body of the church with great swiftness and incredible haste among the people, in a visible form and shape, passed between 2 persons as they were kneeling upon their knees, and occupied in prayer as it seemed, wrung the necks of them both at one instant clean backward, insomuch that even at a moment where they kneeled, they strangely died. This is a wonderful example of God's wrath, no doubt to terrify us, that we might fear him for his justice, or pulling back our footsteps from the paths of sin to love him for his mercy. To our matter again. There was at the same time another wonder wrought, for the same black dog, still continuing and remaining in one and the self-same shape, passing by another man of the congregation in the church, gave him such a gripe on the back, that therewithal he was presently drawn together and shrunk up, as it were a piece of leather scorched in a hot fire, or as the mouth of a purse or bag drawn together with a string. The man, albeit he was in so strange a taking, died not, but as it is thought is yet alive, which thing is marvellous in the eyes of men, and offereth much matter of amassing the mind. Moreover, and beside this, the clerk of the said church being occupied in cleansing of the gutter of the church, with a violent clap of thunder was smitten down, and beside his fall had no further harm, unto whom, being all amazed, this strange shape, whereof we have before spoken, appeared, howbeit he escaped without danger, which might, peradventure, seem to sound against truth, and to be a thing incredible. But let us leave thus and thus to judge, and cry out with the prophet, O Domine, etc., O Lord, how wonderful art thou in thy works. Now, for the verifying of this report, which to some will seem absurd, although the sensibleness of the thing itself confirmed it to be a truth, as testimonies and witnesses of the force which rested in this strange-shaped thing, there are remaining in the stones of the church, and likewise in the church door, which are marvellously written and torn, the marks, as it were, of his claws or talons. Beside that, all the wires, the wheels, and other things belonging to the clock were wrung in sunder and broken in pieces. And, which I should have told you in the beginning of this report, if I had regarded the observing of order, at the time that this tempest lasted, and while these storms endured, the whole church was so darkened, yea, with such a palpable darkness, that one person could not perceive another, neither yet might discern any light at all, though it were lesser than the least, but only when the great flashing of fire and lightning appeared. These things are not lightly with silence to be overpassed, but precisely and thoroughly to be considered. On the self-same day, in like manner, into the parish church of another town called Blighbury, not over 7 miles distant from Bungay, above said, the like thing entered, in the same shape and similitude, where placing himself upon a main bulk or beam, whereon some the rood did stand, suddenly he gave a swing down through the church, and there also, as before, slew 2 men and a lad, and burned the hand of another person that was there among the rest of the company, of whom divers were blasted. This mischief thus wrought, he flew, with wonderful force to no little fear of the assembly, out of the church, in a hideous and hellish likeness. If you enjoyed this story, you can read more like this by visiting our website and having a look at the details of our special collection, or searching to see what's part of our collections. Happy Halloween!